Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss about biofertilizers. Biofertilizers. Uh, Nutrient enrichment of the soil by enhancing the availability of nutrients to crops by microbes. So by using microbes we are increasing the nutrients, the levels in the soil, that is biofertilizers. Chemical fertilizers are also present in the society, but the problem with the chemical fertilizers is some chemical fertilizers, they are carcinogenic also. These chemical fertilizers are responsible for pollution, the pollution of the environment, the pollution of the soil. So that is why it's better it is biofertilizers are more advisable. Organic farmers always they prefer biofertilizers. What are the biofertilizers? Examples for the biofertilizers: bacteria, cyanobacteria, and fungi. Bacteria, cyanobacteria, and fungi. Now let us see bacteria. Bacteria, aerobic bacteria are there, anaerobic bacteria are there, free living bacteria are there, symbiotic bacteria are there. Let us say the very popular example, rhizobium. Rhizobium is showing a symbiotic association with legumes. Rhizobium is showing symbiotic association with legumes. Legume roots and rhizobium together lead symbiotic life and they fix nitrogen. Azospirillum, another example, azospirillum. Azospirillum is present in and around the root. In and around the root. The area in and around the root is said to be rhizosphere, and it is said to be rhizosphere association. Another example, Azotobacter. Azotobacter, a free living aerobic bacterium helpful in the nitrogen fixation. Apart from rhizobium, azospirillum, Azotobacter, we'll come across some other examples like Bacillus polymixa, Biserincea, Clostridium, Rhodo group of bacteria. Biserincea is an aerobic bacterium. Clostridium is anaerobic bacterium. Photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria like Rhodospirillum, Rhodopseudomonas, Chromatium. Rhodospirillum, Rhodopseudomonas, Chromatium, they are photosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. They too have the capacity of fixing nitrogen. Of course, they are anaerobic. They are useful in the nitrogen fixation. They are used as biofertilizers. Next, cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, they are also called blue-green algae, Myxophyceae, blue-green algae, cyanobacteria. In the free living state as well as symbiotic state, they fix nitrogen. Free living state. In the case of the cyanobacteria, some filamentous cyanobacteria A special cell is present. That special cell is called heterocyst. The special cell is called heterocyst. Heterocyst is a cell in which the enzyme dinitrogenase is present. The enzyme dinitrogenase is present and they are very helpful in fixing the nitrogen. Anabina, nostoc, Alocera, Cylindrospermum, Tolipothrix, Stygonema. Anabina, nostoc, Alocera, Cylindrospermum, Tolipothrix, Stygonema, some of the blue-green algae, they are very helpful. They are in the free living state. They are fixing nitrogen because of the enzyme dinitrogenase. Especially in India, Alocera, a very good biofertilizer in rice fields. Alocera throughout the India, we are using as a biofertilizer in rice fields. In sugarcane and maize fields, Cylindrospermum is used. Apart from nitrogen, phosphate, molybdenum, potassium. Not only nitrogen fixation, but apart from the nitrogen, phosphate, molybdenum, potassium, they are supplied additionally. Symbiotically, some blue-green algae members, they fix nitrogen, especially Anabina, nostoc. Cycas is a gymnosperm, a higher plant. In the cycas roots, you can see the presence of Anabina and nostoc. And they are very helpful in fixing nitrogen. In fact, the species is Anabina cycadesiarum, nostoc puntiforme. Nostoc puntiforme, Anabina cycadesiarum, they are the species. They are helpful in the nitrogen fixation. Even lichens also, symbiotically lichens also, they too fix nitrogen. Lichens is a combination of both algae and fungi. Phycobiont algal partner, mycobiont fungal partner. The lichens are also used as biofertilizers. Azolla. Azolla is a pteridophyte. Azolla pinnata is a species. Anabina azollae is a blue-green algal member that is present in Azolla pinnata. Actinomycetes. Actinomycetes are also a type of bacteria, but they are mycelial bacteria. One example is Myrica, M-Y-R-I-C-A, Myrica, Rubus, Ulmus, Casuarina. The Actinomycetes members, they are leading a symbiotic life. Normally, symbiotic association roots, immediately we may think of the legumes, but non-legume members also, they are performing symbiotic association. Actinomycetes with Casuarina, Actinomycetes with Ulmus, Actinomycetes with Myrica, Actinomycetes with Rubus. These are all the symbiotic associations. Some fertilizers, they release phosphorus. So one of the important element required for the plant metabolism, phosphorus. So phosphate releasing biofertilizers. They are called microphos. Microphos biofertilizers, they release phosphate. Examples, some bacteria, Bacillus polymixa, Pseudomonas, Aspergillus fungi. Aspergillus is a fungus that got the capacity of releasing phosphates, Pseudomonas and Bacillus polymixa. Mycorrhizae. Mycorrhizae, they are the fungi which are growing on the higher plants root system. In higher plants, though the root hairs are lost, but definitely on account of the growth of the fungi over the root system, they compensate the loss of the root hairs. Root hairs are meant for water absorption, and as the fungi they are growing on the root system, they function like root hairs. Absorption of the water and minerals also takes place on account of the growth of the fungi. Mycorrhizal roots, they don't have root hairs. Mycorrhizal roots, they don't have root caps. Mycorrhizae, there are two types: ectomycorrhizae, endomycorrhizae. Ectomycorrhizae, the name itself is indicating the fungi they grow on the surface of the root system. Endomycorrhizae, they go into the root system, into the cortex. Ectomycorrhizae, they form a mesh-like, a mantle-like structure over the root system. Fungus forms a mantle on the surface of the root. Some cases, the fungus may go into the cortex, but it remains in the intercellular spaces. The space present between two cells is called intercellular spaces. So the fungus will remain in the intercellular spaces. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium absorption takes place. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium absorption takes place. In the case of fungi, the Basidiomycetes fungi, they stand as an example for ectomycorrhizae. Ectomycorrhizal fungi, they belong to Basidiomycetes. Eucalyptus, oak, peach, pine. These are the plants on their root system. The ectomycorrhizae, they grow, they develop. Endomycorrhizae, the fungi, they go into the root system. Not only into the intercellular spaces, the fungi goes into the cortical cells. In the cortical cells, they just go into the cortical cells and the cell undergoes bulging. A vesicle-like, small particle-like structures are formed. And these are called vesicular or vascular mycorrhizae, worm fungi. When these fungi, they go into the cortical cells and they are responsible for the bulging, they form small vesicles or arbuscules. So that is what they are called as WAM fungi, endomycorrhizae. Endomycorrhizae, mostly they belong to the fungal class Zygomycetes. The fungal class Zygomycetes. Endomycorrhizae, the most common example we refer orchids and the grasses. The orchidaceae roots and in the grass roots also we come across endomycorrhizae. It is better to use biofertilizers. By using biofertilizers, people that are doing organic farming. We are not using any chemicals. Chemical fertilizers we are avoiding. By using these organic microbes, the microbes we are using here and as fertilizers, that is called organic farming. Raising of crops through the use of biofertilizers. Raising of crops through the use of biofertilizers, that is called organic